been a long time coming, but we've got Roemello in studio.
He always makes me seem like I'm bigger than what I am, but I get one day.
It's Hollywood. You're always bigger than
you gotta sell it. You gotta sell it. I gotta stay humble though. You can't get too crazy.
Welcome to Gratcast Studios, Roemello.
Dude, I'm at Gratcast Studio.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
So let me set the stage here real quick. We've got Roemello behind Roemello, and my phone. Oh, we can't have that, Roemello.
Hey.
So we've got Roemello in front of Roemello, which is actually a picture. If you lean out that way and I lean out this way, you can see a couple folks behind there. Originally, we met Roemello years ago, auditioning when we were trying to get Just Drive off the ground. And you were one of those kind of people that as soon as I saw you, I knew that you were kind of a special talent. You had a good look, you had a good personality and dynamic about you. And we've kind of kept you around ever since.
Well, I mean... Well, one, these people are great. Anyway, so auditioning for you guys. Thank you for having me on the audition, by the way. I read the part of Just Drive, and then I got to get closer to the Gratwick family, and I got to read the entire script of Just Drive. Yeah. This I mean, like I said, he always gives me all the praise, but this dude here is talented, man, and I think that still when you get that up running, I can't wait.
It's happening. There's a lot of things, a couple things we're going to talk about today that are coming down the pipeline. But one of the things is the Disenfranchised show, which after meeting you, learning your personality and dynamics, this entire TV series was written basically for you as the lead role, and ideally it'll be the binder of the entire Gratwick universe. And we're still pushing to get that off the ground in the next year or so. So Roemello, let's start with your week. Before we get into prodding and probing into your past, what was Roemello's week like this week?
Oh man, Roemello just worked a lot. I just finished shooting, working on a comedy series with a group. Shout out to Entertainment. We just finished another skit that we were working on, so that was earlier this last week, going into this week. Great release.
What's it about?
Well, it's just so essentially, remember the good old days when we had like sketches and like the Dave Chappelle type of, that throwing out sketches and the variety sketch shows. So we're kind of like trying to pitch something along that sort. Or they're trying to pitch something along that sort. I'm just trying to be a part of it because gotta jump in. But yeah, I've been working on that and gotta secure an agent. I think we were a little precursor, but talking about securing an agent and
tell me about it. What's going on with that? How's the pursuit going?
It's weird, man, because it's one of those things where you don't chase it. You don't.
Yeah, the harder you try to find one.
Yeah, it's real elusive, and then you dig, but it's a learning experience because you learn that the term agent is very general. Like not everybody fits you or your work ethic, your personality type, and people have to learn how to sell you as much as you have to learn how to sell yourself. And so it's truly a partnership. So I'm learning that.
Are you zeroing in on one?
I'm zeroed in. I have a few of mine. But hopefully to commit before, let's see, it's March now. By the top of next month, I should commit because I'm leaving at the end of the week. So I'll be back.
You heading back to Philly?
Yeah.
What day are you going?
Well, I leave Tuesday, but Saturday through Monday I'll be filming again. And that's pretty much my week. What is it already like Tuesday? Monday now?
Today's Monday. We record the show on Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Thursday, I'll be on a jet plane back east as well. Unfortunately, we're not going to be sitting next to each other.
I mean, hey, listen, I wish you could, though. I always get stuck next to, like, some creepy guy or, like, the person that sleeps on me.
See, if you were riding with me, you could definitely be stuck next to the creepy guy. You could be stuck in between me and Greg. That's the spot to be for the way home. That's how you want to fly cross country.
You ready to go back to Buffalo? How's the temperature over there?
It's cold. It's cold. The winter's about to break, but got a lot of things going on back there. We're setting the table for the May 10th launch event, getting the party lined up. Got to start meeting with some businesses, talking to people about whether they want to sponsor the event, whether they'll come as guests with the event, and we're pushing the ball forward with the esports arena. So there's a lot of meetings to be had next week.
So the esports thing? Can you give us a little insight on esports?
There's not really a big esports arena anywhere in the Northeast as of yet. And Buffalo also needs a full-service movie studio. So we're looking at different real estate deals that take advantage of a lot of the tax credits that are going on right now. The federal government has opportunity zones, which all of downtown Buffalo and Niagara Falls are considered economically depressed regions that are ripe for these opportunity zones. So there's a lot of money from the city and the state to try to renovate older buildings, bring these things back up to code, There's different programs for working with the colleges. There's Canisius College in Western New York has an esports degree program. So having an arena right in their backyard would be something to be very beneficial and good for them.
Right.
So we're all the pieces are identified and all the players are involved and everyone agrees this is a great area for it. This is what we need. This is part of what we're trying to do with Niagara Falls and bring tourism. It's now just a matter of gotta put the business plans in order, gotta get these projections done. There's all sorts of legal that's got to get sorted out. So we're just starting on the road of, yes, everybody wants to do this. What happens next?
So what does happen next?
What happens next is internally now.
I'm saying, like, when you go back to Buffalo, we have all these pieces. What's your goal?
The first thing that has to happen is I have to sit down with Craig, who's our the chairman of the board, and he's kind of a cross between a publicist and a lobbyist. So he's got a lot of connections with the media and the city and the relationships and all of that. So he's laid all of this groundwork. Now I've got to come in, and a lot of these people got to meet me now because he's done all the FaceTime and the talk up to this point. So now I got to follow it up and actually be what Craig has presented me as, and push the ball farther from my standpoint.
Well, if you don't know, Mr. Chris here researches everything to a T. So I know, like, it was kind of like I was bouncing the ball. You go, so what's next? But I always ask what's next because if I can count on somebody to know what's next, it's Chris. But also
it's a lot of self-education, just figuring this shit out as we go, man.
But that, and you're a great visionary. So I will ask you. So we talked about disenfranchised tying into the Gratwick universe and jumping back to that. With everything coming into fruition, what is your plan to mix the Gratwick studio and bring them back to Buffalo? Like, how does Gratwick and Buffalo tie in together versus just doing it in
Sure.
LA?
So picking my words here because there's a few legal phrases I can't quite use yet until April. But with the audience-owned element of the studio, there's only so much initial resources we have as we try to raise more resources. So we can't really go full national right out the gate because we're going to be spread too thin on advertising and marketing dollars. So it really comes down to we need to win a market first. We need to help an area and help the artists in that area grow and take advantage of the infrastructure we're trying to build. And then from that, we can expand the reach of the amount of artists and people that we're able to help with the company. Mm-hmm. So Buffalo is the most natural target first. I know the area. We've got a lot of deep relationships there. It's an area where there's a whole lot of untapped local natural talent in the artistic community simply because they don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to go with it. They fall through the cracks. So there's a lot of people that were me 10, 15 years ago that could tell a story, had talent, had all these things, but they didn't think it meant anything. Right. So we set them up with the infrastructure first. There's a lot of success we can have with minimal resources and limited budgets, and we can roll that out and slowly expand the reach to a wider and wider demographic.
Okay. So we could push to, so essentially Gratwick to infinity and beyond with the whole national thing. So grassroots, we talked about, you said about the crowd, it's a crowdfunding type of studio, essentially. You're saying initial resources and crowd involvement?
Yeah, so what I can say that can be inferred from, but I can't directly say, is over the last couple of years, there's a new method of crowdfunding that's called crowdfund equity, where instead of just donating $20 and getting a t-shirt, you can invest $100 into a company that's filed their paperwork properly with the SEC and is eligible to run one of these equity offerings on a site like WeFunder or Start Engine. And basically what it amounts to is a penny stock. You can invest as little as $100 in the company, get shares in it. A lot of them are pre-revenue companies. Mm-hmm. So if they go big and they take off, you have an opportunity for a lot of big bang for the buck with only a $100 investment in that.
Right.
These law changes came about to try to add more income more cash flow and revenue into the startup culture to create more jobs and opportunities for local businesses to grow and flourish. Hopefully, Gratwick's going to be one of them.
So we can keep pushing. So it's going to take a lot of marketing campaigning and pushing to get that crowdfunding.
The marketing starts rolling out in April. So we're working with the Martin Group. They're an international marketing company that was started and was founded in Buffalo. And my aunt was actually one of the first ones to give the bank that she worked for. She gave them their commercial business to the Martin Group as their first corporate client. Mm-hmm. So kind of everything coming full circle 2 decades later, they're now trying to help us get off the ground and give us some great marketing and outreach in the Buffalo community.
So Gratwick is essentially funded by the people, but for the people.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's a legacy thing tied into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I, as a filmmaker and a storyteller ourselves, the stuff we want to make, we need this infrastructure to exist so it can allow us to make stuff.
Right.
And if it's big enough to support what we're doing, there's plenty of other people that can benefit from the same infrastructure being in place. So it's just a matter of building it and allowing as many people as they can to benefit from it existing.
And also why I was saying that is because you get to, in a way, pioneer this type of thing. Because I don't think people have done a crowdfunded studio before.
There's Legion M, which is technically a crowdfunded audience-owned studio, but it's pretty much the established studio repackaged. I mean, they're backed by Marvel for crying out loud.
Okay, so they have large investors.
Yeah, they started with studio executives that were already in the establishment. They went and started their own studio using the audience's money, and now they're operating business as usual the way a normal traditional studio would, but calling it an audience-owned studio. And unfortunately, they've already shown tendencies to manipulate that audience investor group to support bad movies. Like Mandy came out with Nicolas Cage in it. The producers knew it was going to be a bad movie. Legion M did not invest in that movie to get it made. Didn't put anything into production with it. But the producers of Mandy came to Legion M and said, we'll let you call it a Legion M movie if you tell all of your investors to come support it and go see it when it's in the theaters. Right. And then you guys can release the Mandy soundtrack, which is a bunch of no-name bands on a CD, and say that it's a Legion M movie. So they got a whole built-in audience to support this movie simply by telling them that it's a Legion M movie, so all of you Legion M investors have to go buy it. That, to me, is completely predatory. Right. If we're looking to have you invest in Gratwick and own a piece of Gratwick, you're not going to be the people that we're expecting to buy our product. And like, you should enjoy it, you should support it, right. But you shouldn't have to, every time we sell a movie or we point to a movie and say, Gratwick wants you to go buy that movie.
We're pulling from your pockets like a credit card.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You're an owner in this. You're the ones that are supposed to be benefiting from whatever it is that we're selling on that. So in that regards, if you invest in Gratwick, if by say we may or may not do a crowdfund equity offering, but if you did, under those circumstances, invest in Gratwick, you would get all of our digital media for free forever as an investor. We're not hitting you up every time we release product.
Because it'll be like one of those like grandfather memberships instead of the grandfather stock membership, because you can invest in it, as opposed to you having a subscription type service to some company that you don't get a say in anything.
No.
Okay, I got you.
Absolutely.
So, like I said, buy the people for the people.
All right, Roemello, it's time to shift gears here and talk about you a little bit more here. We're digging into the Gratwick stuff, which is nice, but this is the Roemello hour.
I like to hit the Gratwick plans, man. God, hit me.
So I had another idea for the backdrop, but Andrea thought it was a little too cliche, so we went with the imposing Roemello presence, which is dominant between the two of us here. We were going to put the Rocky Stairs from Philadelphia, but we thought it might have been a little cheesy.
A little bit. If you would have put the Liberty Bell back there, I'd have been like, okay.
That was the next choice before we like. So growing up in Philadelphia, born and raised, right? Just like the Fresh Prince.
Similar. Actually,
didn't get beat up
kind
on
of like the Fresh
court?
Prince. No, I wasn't allowed to go to the basketball. It was the basketball course was crazy, man. My mom was like, "You're not going out there by yourself." Absolutely not. We actually moved to New Jersey from Philly, like right before I started high school. I moved because my mom was like,
"I didn't know you lived in Jersey."
Yeah, a few years in Jersey, and I came out here.
So how old were you when you actually moved to LA?
I was 18, right for my 19th birthday. Came out here.
I couldn't imagine getting
out
here
alone
and getting that much of a jump start. Where did that come from? Where at what age did you know you wanted to go to LA? As soon as you
18.
You just figured it out like a week before. That's my style.
All right, so I started high school and I was in this new school. I was in school in Philly. Things changed. I was fine. I just getting in trouble, stupid stuff. And I wound up going to New Jersey to be with my mom. And when I got there, it was just this energy of like, I can kind of do anything here. Like Philly was good and you wanted to work, but Jersey, like you could just see everything. Like
that's why the mob loves Jersey.
Yeah, people was doing. Yeah, I see why.
Anything goes.
So I was like, oh, this is cool. I started high school. Spanish class was full, and you got to take 2 years of Spanish to graduate, or 2 years of a language to graduate. That was trash.
Can you speak Spanish?
Sí, un poquito, pero I'm okay. It has to be more conversational.
So you can maintain a conversation.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can't go too fast though. You got to kind of talk to me a little bit.
It's insane how fast they go.
Yeah. It's a little too fast because then you got to get into dialects and all that other stuff too. But if we're just talking back and forth, I can be there with you. But I'm learning again. So yeah, I wound up taking theater, being good at it, and then my theater teacher was like, you could do this if you really wanted to, and I was like,
Okay, so we have a question from Discord that goes perfectly along with that. How did you get into acting, though? You said you took theater.
Okay, sorry about that.
Is that something you did in Philadelphia before you moved to Jersey?
No,
I had to take the 2.
I was voted class clown in high school. I had to take 2 years of a language. The class was full.
Okay.
The answer to that, because I had to get my elective credits, was to do theater. And I was like, I'm not doing theater wearing tights and doing Romeo and Juliet. That's crazy. Not the idea of theater at all. I mean, I didn't know that growing up. I just boxed. That's all I ever did. I boxed and played football. I didn't know about theater. So theater comes around, and yeah, I'm good at it. And then the idea of LA came along. It was either here in New York. It's cold in New York, so I didn't want to stay there. So I bounced, and here I am.
I think sports has corrupted a lot of East Coast creative talent. Like, you don't even realize that the arts exist, and you're so lost in that masculine sports world that by the time it hits, a lot of people, the window's already passed by.
Well, it's also the fact, like, it's like you were talking about the economy, the economic depression that's going on through a lot of parts of the further Northeast, but also stretching down to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is not a rich city by any means, and there's definitely not as much to offer such as like Los Angeles. Like Los Angeles is millionaires, billionaires, and then poor people all in the same like block, which is beautiful because that's so much inspiration just going between those levels. But man, when everybody's broke, you're just trying to figure out how the heck I'm gonna make it out of here. It's like, all right, I gotta either play basketball or I'm gonna play football or I'm gonna do something to get out of here. And that's why everybody does music or just does something. But it's hard to. Art takes patience, and it's hard to have that patience when you're just trying to find something that works.
Yeah, but like I agree with all of that. But like you said, I don't want to do theater. I don't want to dress up and play make believe and all of that.
Yeah.
But like Hollywood and filmmaking and storytelling all feels awesome and amazing and great as somebody coming from the sports world and all of that. I love every bit of it. But that theater life in high school, that just doesn't. It doesn't connect with ball players.
It was very different. It was very, very different. It started off weird, man. Thank God for being young and like having like a girl obsession, because all the cute girls were in theater and everything. I was like, I could be in theater. This is not that bad. But then, like I said, you kind of open up. I think art forces you to open up. It forces you to like when you really get into art and you are patient enough to allow yourself to get immersed into it. I think that it forces you to open up with things you aren't generally comfortable like revealing to yourself, like being vulnerable. Crying not because of sadness, but just as a release. And it, growing up, I don't cry for what? Like let's fight it out. Like what are we fighting? I mean, what are we crying for?
What was your record as a boxer?
I did boxing. So I did mix. I did boxing, MMA, and Muay Thai.
Really?
And I never lost. Actually, I got disqualified once. I kicked this kid through the ropes. Yeah, it was so stupid. I got disqualified. My dad was pissed, man. He was what?
Dude, that's kind of the best way. If you're gonna have an undefeated record, like 20-0-1 with one disqualification, I beat the piss out of that guy.
I have a box full of trophies, like all first place trophies, and I have this one second place trophy because I got disqualified. I didn't get I had to take the L for the round, but I kept my place. I didn't get kicked out the entire.
Did you ever see Karate Kid 3?
Oh yeah. I saw the Karate Kid.
That's one of my favorite revenge movies of all time. But the culmination of scoring a point, then doing an illegal move to have the point taken away so you could keep beating his ass, that's just the best kind of revenge right there.
Man, they were not like that at all, dude. This kid, man. Honestly, okay, so it was a simple thing. Fight in the ring, dude runs up, put my foot out, kick, flies backwards, and they said I use excessive force. And I didn't.
You're a little too pretty to be a fighter.
I like to fight though. Like that's the thing though. I like it's cool.
Maybe we could find like some LA Underground fight.
Oh yo, all seriousness.
I'll be your hype man.
I don't know about Gratwig. Yo, if you ever come to the house, man, I got some boxing gloves. I got.
No, I didn't say I want to fight. I said I want to be your hype man.
I was like, I'm just saying we do have
the guy in front of you as we walk you into the ring, man.
I love it, man.
Like, swing the towel.
It's fun. I was thinking about that because, like, dude, Michael B. Jordan dropped Creed, man. Creed brought back. Creed was just an amazing. Like, Creed 1, Creed 2 was, like, amazing. And it felt good. And I was like, damn, I want to do that again. But then, like you said, I was like,
Yeah, you can't mess it up.
I got
especially that nose. You take one right in the button. You're gonna have a crooked nose like this. This is a bad Mardi Gras.
If you could portray any real person, who would you want it to be?
That's a hard question.
Because you can do boxing, so I mean,
right.
leave some things open
and
too.
no cultural appropriation rules.
I would do no. I would do if Chris Tucker had a biopic, I would do it. I would do it, Chris. Off of energy, I'd do a Will Smith biopic if I could if they could lighten me up, but not like too much though. Just like a little CGI layer. Give me like a little bit lighter. I'd be good.
You should do one of the skits. Should be like Smokey's Bastard Love Child skit, where basically you're Chris Tucker's kid, but you're Smokey's kid that he doesn't know that he had.
And he just went off to rehab, and here I am, just living life in.
Okay, so this
you gotta leave the spinoffs alone, man. Too many spinoffs.
If you could work with any director, alive or dead, who would it be now? And who was it when you were 18 and you actually wanted to move out here and be in acting? Who was the director you wanted to work with when you originally moved out here, and who do you want to work with now?
When I first moved out here, F. Gary Gray was one of my favorite directors. FGG. And now,
what did F. Gary Gray? What did he make? Inspired you to want to work with him?
The Friday movies. He did like the urban movies.
So you wanted to do comedy.
I wanted to do.
Would you ever do a Tyler Perry Medea movie?
No, I'm not doing the Medea movies. And
you can stay for the rest of the episode.
I don't have a listen. Hey, Tyler Perry, do you? But that's it.
I ain't playing with you.
That's it. I'm good. I don't. No, that's not my scene. I can see myself doing like action or comedy. It doesn't really matter. But like I said, F. Gary Gray. Man, John Singleton. I'm a huge John Singleton fan. Like you talk about Too Fast and Furious. I want to be in Snowfall now. So listen. Snowfall is my show. Shout out Gail Bean. I'm proud of you for killing Snowfall. It's a friend of mine. She plays Wanda on Snowfall. She's amazing. I would love to join that cast. So John Singleton now, F. Gary Gray, Scorsese.
There's a role open on Empire.
Okay. I heard that the last guy didn't do too well. Scorsese.
You just gotta be real good at make believe, better than he was.
Dude, I mean, first of all, that was just a horrible lie. That was a horrible, horrible lie. I mean, you left the noose on your neck, subway at 2 a.m.
Dude, here's the first problem. You did it in the middle of the freaking bomb cyclone when it was like minus 40 out there. Even the racists are out there freaking doing bad shit at minus 20 degrees.
It was freezing out
there.
First of all,
he's like, I understand the weather doesn't make sense, but we planned this and it's going down.
It just, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. He says he's innocent. Says he's not lying.
No, his attorney now says he's innocent. When they talked to him straight up, they all came clean. But once the attorney's like, wait a minute, I can spin this. You're now innocent.
Man, I don't know, man. Don't lie for clout. Clout chasing is horrible. I don't know how people do that fame or you want to get your name in somewhere. Just work. Let your work just do for itself, and all the other stuff is kind of the bullshit. I don't know. I'm not a gimmicky person.
Yeah,
that's not my thing. I'm good on it.
So I think the era of the cheesy publicity stunt has
worked next to actor-wise.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One female.
Okay.
Who would you like to work against?
One male? Okay, well it's definitely Will Smith.
You got to work next to him.
Will Smith, but that's.
But do you want to play like a family member or a friend?
I could play
or an enemy.
I could play the fucking shadow that walks in the back of Will Smith's dream in a movie. If I get to be in the scene with Will Smith, I'm good. And childhood hero. Like I can't not like childhood hero.
Philly boy.
Yeah, straight up. No, all day.
But is it from Fresh Prince or is it from one of his movies that he's a childhood hero?
Everything. It's actually from his music.
Can we just take a moment to say that he's a severely underrated rapper?
What was the song that you loved the most when you were younger of Will Smith?
That's not fair. That's not fair. You got parents just don't understand. You got summertime.
You saw my blinker bitch.
You got like.
You saw my blinker bitch is the best song that ever came out.
What about Wild Wild West?
I mean, it's a soundtrack movie. It was hard though. We played it at every cookout. All the cookouts got that. I mean, listen. Will Smith. Damn, one male though. Okay. If it's a dream role, Will Smith. But if it's like I'm like, yo, we about to go in there and kill this shit. Chadwick Boseman.
You want to get spit on by Denzel Washington?
Fuck.
You know he's spraying. You know he's spraying the co-stars.
Or get so deep into you get the blow up thing by Leo DiCaprio and shit. Django. No, I love to work with Leo too. Don Cheadle or Chadwick Boseman, I think are my two. I want to work with them before.
Don Cheadle is cool.
Women, shit. Angela Bassett.
She would bring out the best in you.
I feel like
I can see her playing.
I feel like I can't
Roemello mom.
bullshit her at all. Like you can't bullshit in act. You can't bullshit her in life. You can't. I see. I don't know. I don't know if I can say. Can I say bullshit on here?
No, yeah.
Is my mom watching this? Oh, sorry,
mom. She doesn't hear our outro song.
She does not like when I curse at all. Still, what's your outro? Oh.
If Mama Roemello would like to join the show, she can go to gridfam.com/Gratwick, and we could bring her right in the little box here.
And pull up here.
Yeah.
Oh man, she'd be up there with her scarf on, like, come on, what the hell are you doing? Why you calling me? Got me online with these people. But yeah. Yeah, Angela Bassett, I think, would bring out some amazing just energy in me. I want to work with one of my favorite companies. Zazie Beetz is one of my favorites. Tessa Thompson is really growing. Lupita Nyong'o. I could name women for days, but they just
name dropper.
Yeah. Sorry, I just like, man, when I saw that moment with Lupita and Chadwick and Black Panther when they were talking, and I was like, first of all, they're doing this in whole accents, but they're just having this regular conversation, and she has this part where she stops. I love the way she captures that silence, like silent moments, like when she realizes I do love him, but I don't want to deal with this, but also like kind of just like playing with that power struggle. I just love the way she captures moments. I think that a lot of people can do well when it comes to giving their monologues or like doling our conversation and doing that, but her to just it's literally like that. Like Lupita catches a second can feel like a minute because you're just looking at her like, are you feeling right now? Like even when you saw her in 12 Years a Slave, before she spoke, it was like, okay, I feel you, and
she's the lead actress in Us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she's in Us as well.
During the trailer, her face is the one that freaks me the heck out. Like,
she does that
deadpan. It's creepy. Like I don't want to see it. I'm already scared of home invasion movies. Like they happen in real life. It's terrorizing.
Yeah.
It gives me nightmares. I don't want to. Just her expression, and then that was me. No.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it.
No, not gonna watch it. No.
I can't wait to see.
Too scary. She's a very good actress.
I'm gonna circle back here before I go off on a detour. What position did you play in football?
I was wide receiver. My football career wasn't that long lived. I got hit a couple times. I don't like getting hit when I can't fight back.
Mr. Boxer doesn't like getting hit?
Whoa.
Now when you can't fight back?
Yeah, one-on-one is different than you just cracking me when I run across the field, bro. Like,
you're not supposed to let him catch you.
I'm tall and I'm skinny, but I was playing slot, dude. So I literally would cross over. I remember I went up one time, dude.
You had a bad quarterback.
I got smacked. Like, smacked. This dude was not... I think I was like 6 feet even. Dude was like 5'9", but stocky. I got smacked. And it was on the way down.
Oh, his outreach stretched for it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Because I'm tall, but that's why I always play the line. Like, send me up. Like, what are you doing? Like, why would you... Yeah, dude. I don't do slant routes. Don't have me cutting across no middle or nothing. Like I'm good.
My problem was I was a beast without the pads on, but as soon as that helmet came in, I couldn't catch the ball anymore. It was just like I don't know. The binder of the helmet just messed with me.
I just don't like blind hits. That's a thing. I can't. Blind hits don't make sense. Like I mean, boxing is one thing. Like my chin's strong, so if you can get snuck in like whatever or like a brawl or something. Like I get it, but like. Somebody really tackling you and you just see like that's a whole different.
I'm the complete opposite way. I have no problems getting tackled and don't mind being hit like that. But I never wanted to get into fights because even if I knew I could beat the crap out of you, I didn't want that lucky punch. I didn't want to get hit in the face. Like it's just I don't want to deal with that.
I mean, yeah. Well, my reach is long. I didn't take too many shots to the face either. I didn't catch too many face shots. I can say that's probably why I feel like I was good. Like my reach was long. My arms are super long, so I could probably tap Andrew on the shoulder.
What were you, like featherweight class?
No, dude, I was way heavier than this. I weigh less now than I did in high school. Isn't that crazy?
You were all beefed up?
Yeah, I was stocky, bro. Yeah, dude. I was stocky.
Okay, so here's the detour.
Memories with your comment.
I was like 210.
Okay, so
no dialogue needed.
None. And it's that moment, like if I'm sitting here and Chris says something pissing me off, and I'm just like. That was like a bunch of dialogue, and then the end is just let's just carry on. Yeah. But like for her to do that, and you do that mid film, and just kind of steal from like not steal the light, but just completely steal the shot. Like you said, when that deadpan around was.
Okay, aside from the entertainment industry, what is something else you're very passionate about?
Pornography. No, I'm kidding. No.
That's technically the entertainment industry.
I love. Hey, well, true. I love everything around entertainment. I'm an art head, and I realized that when I came out with Expression. I can't paint really for shit. But I like
a lot of painters that have done well not being able to paint for shit,
and that's why I love it. So I feel like I can really go in now and just try and just try, just go in and then the next day just throw some more shit at it and like art.
They got Bob Ross on Netflix.
Yo, you ever watch Bob Ross High?
Oh, it's been on a few times.
Happy trees. Happy trees.
How does he do that? Like Bob Ross is amazing. But so yeah, outside of entertainment, it's just been like I guess going around the arts. I guess I'm learning the art of life. I got deeper into literature. Like I said, acting kind of makes you a little bit more spiritual than normal because you have so much awareness that goes into it, self-awareness that goes into it. I think I want to get into life coaching and just business. I love building like ideas of building businesses, and I think I want to get into that.
So isn't a life coach basically a personal cheerleader?
It depends. It's like a personal coach, like a personal trainer. You have some who will be like, you can do it. 2 more. You got it. Great job. I like it. And you got, come on, you fat fuck. Get up. And like I'm that person. I'm like, listen, stop bullshitting.
You could be the asshole that every time I do 2 more, you tell me 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more.
Oh, come on, man. 2 more.
You don't look tired. Let's go.
2 more.
Why are you holding back?
That's an infinite 2 more. 2 more that never ends.
But it's that thing of just like I feel like so many people don't realize that you can break so many barriers in life, and fear, and it's always a self-doubt kind of fear. It's that self-perpetuated thing of what if they don't like me, and what if the world doesn't receive this and that and the third, and it's just like, look, fuck that. If you're looking for external validation for an internal feeling, then you already failed.
Well, here's my thing with life coaches that's kind of an issue. Is in order for you to be a life coach, you should be pretty goddamn good at life. And if you're that good at life, why do you want to be coaching my life and not living that sweet life that you made?
Because life is it. I think I genuinely love to help people. Like I think that everybody deserves some standard of life, or at least the belief. I mean, whether you're a fucking top salesman at some top whatever firm or whatever, or you're like the fucking cook at McDonald's, as long as you believe that like the next day you can do something, you never know what tomorrow will be for people. So if I can coach you into a perspective, it's not even about necessarily what you do. So you want to be a
motivational speaker.
Let's open up, but deep, like most like people talk from their perspective, right? A lot of times, like, okay, well, this is how I roll, and if you think like this and this, I want you to like find out what works for you and find your core and just perspective shifts. I think learning how to adapt and open up yourself to life and not necessarily count on things to always be perfect or go the way you want them to go. That's heavy. Like, think about how many times how long it took you to do things because you were afraid that it wouldn't be received well, or the ideas you scrapped because you were like, nah, that's stupid, or the opportunities you didn't jump on because you were like, oh, I don't know if I'm the right person for this. And like, life literally just keeps giving you shit, and half of us just throw the shit away, and the other half of us try to grab onto it, but then there's a few of us that really just get into the rhythm of shit and things align. But I can tell you, I would rather take a 1 in a million chance on something working out than never having a fucking chance, but not because I didn't have a chance, but because I took my own chance away from myself.
Yeah, I'll bet on myself every day of the week, and no matter how many times it doesn't come through, I'm just going to keep betting on myself. Sooner or later, it's got to.
And that's why you don't need a life coach. Just son.
Yeah.
But
I feel like the type of people that need a life coach are pretty much salvageable?
No, not at all. Not at all. Some people just need extra push, dude. Like, you never... First, it's like, I got a lot of support growing up. Like, even when I met you guys, it was like, you guys are like, hey, I believe in you. Whatever you want to do, I think you can do it. Like, no, and I get that.
Yeah, but that's easy because it's obvious that you have talent. You've got a good head on your shoulders, and you're a smart kid. So it's easy to believe in somebody like that and root for somebody like that. But if because you're those things, you don't need a life coach. But all of those reasons why somebody would need a life coach are like intangibles that like I feel like either you have or you don't have. And I can tell you until you're blue in the face that you got to be more willing to sacrifice and run through walls, man. But if you don't have it in you to take personal sacrifices, like...
Well, that's also why you pay me. Because if you're wasting my... Well, no, not that. But if you're BSing my time, you're not taking yourself seriously, then... I mean, at least I got to pay for the time I put into it. But as far as... as far as everything else, I mean... I just... You never know with somebody. Like I said, what the next day will bring. Like, for instance, people always grab the yellow bananas, right? You grab a bushel of fresh-looking yellow bananas.
Why does it gotta be bananas, man?
But I don't fucking know, because they're the easiest thing. So, but then you see the ones with the brown spots on them, and you're like, ugh, that shit looks gross. Turns out, it's the best fucking banana. It's the best fucking banana. Same thing with mangoes, since we're talking about fruits that aren't shaped like penises.
The bruised bananas are not the best bananas.
Well, not bruised. Not bruised bananas. Not bruised bananas, just the ones with the little brown spots.
Oh, the ones that have been slapped around a little bit and
no,
just got some soft bruises?
No, they ripened a little bit longer. But nobody picked them. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, you never know what you can unravel in somebody if you just spark the right thing. You never know. Yeah. Everybody's a bed of coals, bro. But then some people get that spark and some people just drive the fuck out. And then that's just an ashy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. No more cursing. My mom's
fine. I feel like you called me on stereotyping the less motivated.
But because that's exactly what it is, though. That's what the life coaching thing is. It, like you said, it's a challenge to bring that out of people. But that's my gratification. It's like I mean, fame is cool if you're like, oh, look at me.
You're setting me up perfectly for the follow-up question.
Oh, hit me.
What do you want your legacy to be?
More influential than anything, but in a positive way. And that sounds kind of corny, but like I'm gonna die eventually. So like the money's cool.
Well, I concede that. Like for my generation, I am at the point where I refuse to concede that. If I was your age, there's no fucking way I just accept that I'm gonna die.
That I'm gonna die? I don't know.
Dude,
I believe in reincarnation to an extent, like karmic reincarnation.
By the end of my life cycles, my generation's life cycle. Oh,
another dope motherfucker. So go ahead.
By the end of my generation's life cycle, I think for the very, very rich, there will be a path of immortality. It might be a prototype or a freaking bare bones version in a desktop, but I think by your generation, they're gonna have that 2.0 version.
But if I'm gonna be honest with you. I think like that too, and actually I'm gonna agree with you on that. I also don't think that I want to be stuck in an immortal space with those people.
Man,
because I die trying to figure out how to help the majority of people. Not everybody, because people are shitty sometimes, but the majority of people I try to help.
That's the catch-22 about eternity, though, man. Freaking the great part about it, living forever is you get to be there for everything. You get to see all this stuff, but somebody's got to be there to turn the lights out when it's all over. If you're there forever, you're gonna see the end.
I'm good, man. Like I said, I'm at the end of the day, I try to think of life as like bigger than me. I'm one person. I can only do but so much. Like if I had all the money in the world, right, and no matter how beneficial I want to be to the world, I only have one. I'll say I'm pretty well rounded, but I have one real way of thinking, which is my true and honest perspective, and then that's it. But if I can influence or like I said, like help people reach their goals and maybe help somebody else come into some money or put them in a good place, now I have all these people who can be beneficial to the world from a bunch of different places, and it lasts. My legacy then lasts longer than I do. Isn't that what a legacy is? I want it to last longer than me standing here on Earth. I want somebody to like look up to me and be like, all right, nah, that's the way to go. Just yeah, I mean,
I respect that.
I said it sounds kind of corny, but just everything else just seems so. Think about people get rich and then go broke, or get rich and then like get depressed and they still end up suicidal, or people who are broke and fucking happy. Like the people who are broke because you're happy because you're satisfied with what you have. Like I want that kind of thing. Like just be.
I've always said money gives you the freedom to be who you truly are inside.
And a lot of people choose to be a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, that's it though. If you're a piece of shit and you have a lot of money, that's going to give you the freedom to be the true piece of shit you want to be without having to worry about acceptance. If you're a really good person, money's going to give you the resources, the contacts, and the open doors to be able to do a lot of great things. I don't think money changes people at all. I think it completely uninhibits them to be their true selves. and what you do with it. If you're completely empty inside, all the money in the world isn't going to fill that up. You're going to be...
says you guys are getting pretty deep.
You're going to be Tobey Maguire screwing with people's lives like you did in Molly's game. And because, again, money, fame, success, there's not enough happiness there. You got to start meddling and tweaking with people's lives to feel good.
You get bored. You start playing God, like things happen. Listen, I don't need it. I don't care to, like, I'm not trying to rule anybody's life. I really just want to just do as much good as I can, empower as many people as I can, so that there's, like, enough people who can do more and just kind of piece the fuck out. Like, honestly, I'll go live on the moon or some shit. Like, I'm cool. Like, if people are cool, but I'll dip.
If I die, my absolute goal is to die off planet.
That'd be crazy.
If you die off planet, something cool happens.
Fucking like launch me into space while I'm like,
I just prefer not to be barrel rolled into space. I'd like to be either like in a space battle or maybe walking on Mars or in a spaceship hundreds of millions of light years away from Earth. Any of these things, not just blasted into space. Jesus,
I want to live long enough to be blasted into space. Not like with no return, but just on the way where we can like be like, okay, yeah, we're doing space tours. You just fly out into space and come back.
All right, rabbit hole alert. Do you believe there's a secret space force?
Yes. It would make sense for it to only be life on Earth.
How do you think you get into it though?
Secret space force?
Yeah. Like how do they enlist people? What do you got to do to be able to be on that special list of being looked at to be able to play in space? Is it an army thing? Is it a CIA thing? Is it a NASA thing? How?
I think that things slip through the cracks, but I think that the ultimate thing is higher than that. Like I think the true love. Like I think that NASA's like on the tip of the iceberg. Like they know shit, but like they don't know as much as we want to believe that they know. So kind of the defense is, well, let's just tell them we know everything, so we don't seem so, whatever. But like you guys don't really know shit. I feel like.
But they say technology grows exponentially, and in the 60s...
And humans don't evolve that fast.
But technology evolves exponentially. So in the 1960s, they said that the U.S. military was 50 years ahead of the public. So 50-some years later, exponentially, who knows how far ahead that the military is behind the scenes.
Well, I mean, with a $1.3 or $1.4 trillion budget for our military...
That's what's on the books.
I'm not surprised, but like I was just outside in the vet. I gave a vet $5. So I'm not sure what.
Do you think he's gonna put it towards black budget programs?
No, but I didn't. No, I think he's gonna go get on a 6-pack and call it a day. But I'm okay. Hey, listen, dude, whatever makes you have, like they sold you a shit dream. At the end of the day, so get your 6-pack, boy. You earned it.
Yeah, I hate the way the troops are manipulated with things like that. Gotta support the troops. Gotta support the troops. Of course, I support people that are brave enough to fight for the country and want to do things. But what I don't support is how those troops are often allocated and put at risk unnecessarily, or chose to fight wars that aren't in all of our best interests and all of that. You can't just blindly support them being put in danger for every rich man's freaking need and greed. That's where I hate the whole support the troops.
Really? I'm not a fan of a privatized. It's almost like a government. Okay, so when I think military, I think of military protects the people of the civilization, but this is more like military protecting government interests. And then that's
or expanding government. That's
pretty much it. Because I don't know any and this is me, dude. Like, I don't know how many people out there like watching who like are deep into the political thing, but I don't know any countries that are like gung ho on like trying to bring America to its knees. More so than us having interest in a lot of other places.
Oh yeah, and I love how outraged the whole country is by even the idea of Russia meddling in the U.S. elections. Yet the last 50 years are littered with the U.S. meddling in regime changes and everything else all over the place.
Oh, pick a country.
Yeah, heaven forbid it was done
backwards. Pick a shithole country, if you will. Pick a shithole country, and I guarantee you, the U.S. walked somewhere on the soil.
Yeah, and so nobody has any motivation to want to do that back to us. Hey, how do you like it? It's just amazing how hypocritical as a country we can be about like what we expect the rest of the world to be held accountable to, and what we're over here like, that doesn't apply.
I try not to judge or speculate too much on things that I'm not like 110% about as far as what goes on behind the scenes. But knowing numbers and the fact that we spend 4 times as much on our military than China, and we have not nearly as much manpower, and then we spend I think it's like 10 to 15 times as much as Russia does.
Oh yeah, nobody.
Who the fuck are we afraid of, and why? and if so, there's a worse security system in the world if we're spending as much money and the shit's still faulty.
And we still don't have a space program? can't stop the aliens?
Who are you fighting for $1.4 trillion? Who cost that much? You're fighting people who don't have, you're fighting rebel forces and shit. All these random, who are you fighting? So we spend so much money and we're afraid. Why am I if you nobody out there bought a security system, paid top dollar for the shit and lives in fear every night? That's not the point.
Because here's where I think a lot of that money actually goes. And the reason I think this is where a lot of that money goes is because this is the reason why I want to have insane amounts of money. Mm-hmm. And this is the reason why I think anyone that has insane amounts of money, what they would do with it. 2 words for you. 2 words. Breakaway civilization.
You're talking about like some what's that Snowpiercer type shit?
No.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Not riding around on a train round and round because the rest of the country.
No, but I mean,
I'm talking about screw y'all. I'm out. We're starting our own place over here. Maybe over here is on the other side of the galaxy. Maybe over here is on Mars. Maybe over here is an island we built. And we didn't tell you that it exists in the middle of the ocean.
Do you believe?
But full Ayn Rand, we're out.
Do you believe in the rule of 4 billion?
What's that? Is that the planet works best if there's a maximum of 4 billion people?
4 billion, 5 billion max sustainability.
I think one doesn't have to walk too far down the street to realize there's a lot of people wasting the gift of life that they've been given. And should I really feel bad because I would like to live somewhere else that necessarily doesn't have people shitting in the streets? And I'm not even talking about homeless people. Like, just...
this is regular people just shitting.
Yeah.
M's going to be joining us here in a second.
It's just savages out there, man. Like, just watch people drive in LA for 5 minutes. And I'm not supposed to want to live somewhere else where this guy is willing to risk his life and 10 other people's lives because he freaking didn't plan accordingly for the right off-ramp?
I saw somebody drive onto the off-ramp yesterday.
It doesn't surprise. Did you hear what happened like a week and a half ago? There was a road rage incident about 7 in the morning, right? One dude cuts off other dude. They get angry and pissed off at each other, get out in the street, start tough-talking each other, get ready to duke it out. Yeah. Instead of punching each other, one gets in the other one's car, and the other one gets in the other one's car, and they get back to chasing each other down the highway in each other's cars and have to have the police, helicopters, and everything else chase them down. Yeah, both of them, Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, man. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
This is why I don't understand racism. Because you shouldn't have to get past 20 before you've met enough people in this world to realize stupid people, dumb people, mean people, horrible people come in every shape, size, color, package that's in the world. It's such a waste of time.
Bill Burr said it best. He said, 85% of you fucks have to go. He said, basically, I'm going to come in there as a dictator and be like, listen, everybody in here, write down why you think you should stay. And if you don't have a pencil, you're already out. Just start getting rid of them.
It sucks, but a benevolent dictatorship to me is the best government policy. But nobody trusts the benevolent dictator.
Can I tell you that's my idea? When we talked about this whole thing, you're like, what do you want as far as legacy? Granted, I doubt I can just jump in and be a dictator, but like I don't have too many selfish desires. I would like that affect people at least. My selfish desires are all like, I like this car and that car, and I would want my house built that way. But that's pretty much it. But I don't need all the money and like all that extra stuff in the world. I just want to help people. Like, I don't understand why we have so much money and people are hungry or homeless or not getting the help they need, or like just there's a bunch of.
That's kind of my desire for power as well. I fully believe that I want to amass as much power as I possibly can because I'm the only person I trust to give it back to everybody else. It's kind of like the boxing belts. You gotta bring them all together and have one true champion before that can get passed around properly and not have them all scattered all over the place.
But you see where we fuck up? Because, or mess up. Stop cursing. I'm sorry. You see where we mess up? It's that because we say that, like, I mean, we only trust ourselves to do this. A lot of the time, it's the fact that we have these individual benevolent thoughts of greatness. And all the malevolent people are great enough to be like, "Hey, let's work together." And we don't do that. We say, "If I ruled everything, it'd be great." And they're like, "Well, if we rule everything, we're fine." And if we could come together like that with benevolent forces, and sure,
who can do that? Grandpa Bernie.
Bernie's window came and went.
Oh, no. He got screwed, which makes it even more important because everyone knows he got screwed.
Since we're on that topic, that's unacceptable.
Cheating?
For everybody who like took the fact that like this was obviously an open like cheating scandal thing and still was like, all right, vote Hillary. I'm like, that's when
we can cheat our own elections just as long as the dirty Russians don't do it.
But it doesn't make any sense that because he was cheated, he doesn't have a chance now. Because he was cheated, he has more of a reason to be voted in.
No,
everyone knows
he's been emasculated.
But it's not even that. It's that they literally like brought him to his knees and said, "No, run with us." Like, and you run with the people who did you wrong. Is kind of.
He was done the second he went on stage at the Democratic National Convention and kissed the ring.
When they already told him he was done.
The second he went there and kissed
when he went there.
The second he went there and kissed the ring and didn't call for a vote on the floor, he was done. His future presidency was over.
I'm with Chris on that one. Listen, I'm with you, and I like to see Bernie. The thing about Bernie is
buying a beach house a couple months later didn't help the fact.
Dude, he earned a beach house. Spent his own money.
It's called timing and optics. Lessons 1 and 2 in politics.
You
didn't hear about that?
I mean, what else is he going to do?
4 months after he went up on the Democratic National Convention, he bought like a $2 million beach house.
I'm sure they just paid him to see. They wanted Hillary to be the like. It wouldn't surprise me. They paid everybody else or.
All I'm saying is, if you found a house and it finally comes on the market, you shouldn't have to miss out on it because other people screwed you over. You don't get double screwed.
All I'm saying is, as long as hey, listen, people get their money. I'm not worried about this dude's beach house. I'm worried about the fact that like we're fucking trying to build a fucking wall in the 21st century. That's what I'm worried about. Like. The wall is like the first fucking thing we built after like people came out of like.
I'm not a Trump defender, but it seems a bit ridiculous to me. There's not at least a fence saying here's the U.S., here's Mexico to begin with.
There's a whole fucking gate.
In Europe, do you think
they
have fences between all their countries?
Yeah.
No. Well,
they don't.
They don't. That's what open border is.
They don't.
Oh, that's kind of why they got a lot of problems, isn't it?
It's a continent filled
not that many
with
problems. They have a lot less problems than we have. Per capita, I mean, for sure.
Out when people come in and get
all I'm saying,
when they get bullshitted in their elections, they fucking raise hell.
Is it working?
Oh no, it's not working. I don't know if the Grid Fam might still have the bug that they had the last time Emily tried. We'll have to talk to the Grid Fam guys and check it out. But my whole thing is, if it's just open country right now, and literally anybody can take their bag of drugs and walk over the border. Shouldn't I at least want to make a big hill or a wall or some sort of impedance to at least make them make an effort to come in?
You're in the 21st century. We just talked about a $1.4 trillion military budget. I'm actually, before I get into that, I'm not completely mad at Trump for the wall proposition, only because the Democrats actually hit that proposition first. And a lot of Democrats, your favorite Democrats, voted on that wall proposition. So this is all the fucking government thinking that shit was stupid. Just saying. It was dumb on everybody's part. The Democrats introduced it. Trump just picked it up and kept it pushing. That being said,
I think I got the perfect solution.
That being said, why $1.4 trillion? Why are we a physical for what? A wall for what?
Here's the technology.
We got lasers, sound cannons, light beams, the HART program.
Hold up. This is gonna solve everybody's problem. Democrats don't want a wall. They want to keep it wide open because that's much nicer.
Democrats introduced the wall. Sorry to.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
No, the bill was literally drafted and voted by them.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that hypocrisy.
Okay,
but so today they don't want a wall because that's not friendly. The other side, we want some sort of security deterrent. Perfect solution. You get solar powered drones that can hover for eternity, line them across the border. And have motion detectors and cameras on them. So the drones just hover there forever. Anybody comes across the border, they're automatically triggering the sensors as soon as they cross the drones, and they're on camera. Now we know everybody. Problem solved.
I just feel like there's a ton more efficient ways to go about this.
And you're telling me
a wall is a waste of money, especially the wall that was proposed, because that was dumb.
Think about how much ad revenue could be made if we put LCDs on this wall.
Not much.
Oh, dude, on both sides.
No, that shit's gonna get took.
The wall is made out of.
Not even taken. That's just gonna get took.
The wall is made out of LCDs. Like it's digital display walls. And on the other side, freaking El Paso, they can see like.
That's fucking scary because you know what I see? I see a bunch of Americans trying to run for the border because shit's going crazy here. See, here's the fucked up part about that. You forget a wall works both ways. we're blocking one side, but we're also blocked in this bitch when shit goes left.
Yeah, but the wall doesn't really stop anybody long term. It's not like there's going to be bell towers.
So why the fuck are we wasting our money on it?
At least make them climb over it. At least put the effort in.
People build tunnels and swim and walk the fuck around.
It takes a while to build a tunnel. It takes a while to climb over a wall.
It's going to take a while to build this dumbass wall too.
So in the amount of time it takes you 2 seconds to walk where the wall would have been, now it takes you maybe 10 minutes to climb over the wall. That's 9 minutes and 50 seconds longer that we have to potentially notice, hey, that guy's climbing over the wall.
Do you know what stops the tunneling? Stops the climbing over? A big-ass ravine.
And really?
Do the opposite. Why has no one brought that up? How long is that building up? We just dig down, make it like a mile deep.
Whoa.
Just be like, if you're going to go down, we are going to see you scaling down and climbing back up.
And in this day and age,
ridiculous.
The wall can be...
Believe me, no one's making a tunnel.
The wall can be motion detected, so the second you touch the wall is sending signals that the wall's being touched by somewhere, making it now even... Now it's even harder to climb over the wall. But it makes no sense to me that there's not at least a fence. Even if it's a high school outfield fence that just simply says, here's the end of the lawn.
Let's attack this wall problem real quick. Okay. What are we trying to stop? That's so urgent and dire. Like, what are we trying to...
I would say people freely walking across without any kind of
okay, fair enough. But what statistically, like, what specifically are we trying to stop? People walk across shit every day. There's people who fly into this country who have their visas, they expire, and they just stay here. There's a lot of ways.
Somebody at the border patrol.
The wall isn't the only way. That people or the border isn't the only way people get into the country. What are we about to solve with this? For that type of investment, what are we about to solve with this wall?
The investment is not nearly as extreme as it's being made out, considering all the money we're spending everywhere else on that. You're talking $5 to $10 billion, which is pennies on a dollar on the budget.
You realize we could use that money for education, for
10
I just think that I think the $10 billion
based on the yearly budget. A $10 billion wall amounts to a $5 expense for somebody that makes $50,000 a year. This is what we're arguing about. So one way or the other, it's ridiculous. Number one. Number two, I think it's absurd that there's not at least some sort of marker. I don't care if it's a freaking line painted in the ground that says, I'm here, and when I step over there, I'm over there.
Have you crossed the other southern border?
I've gone to Canada plenty of times, and
that's the northern border.
And those savages need to be kept out too. And there's fences there. At least there's a ravine in a lot of spots.
But there's fences on the southern border.
In some spots. In a lot of spots, it's just open country.
What I'm saying is, it makes no fucking sense to build a physical wall. Something that and people forget. Once you build the wall has to be maintained. There's maintenance that goes into that. That's not more jobs who's gonna fucking work and maintain a wall. I'm not. You know who's gonna do it? The fucking people on the other side of the fucking wall.
Oh, they already said they don't want anything to do with it.
They're not gonna fucking work on it because it's stupid. That's why. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Why are we wasting $10 billion on a flimsy ass wall instead of putting $10 billion into some technology that can actually help?
You could say that about anything, though. And my answer to all of that is
I think it'll for a lot of things.
As long as there's always...
Why does the DMV take that fucking long?
As long as there's black budget programs, I don't want to hear anything about cutting anything else. As long as we're spending money that's unaccounted for and just disappears off the map, don't talk to me about cutting benefits. Don't talk to me about going after food stamps. All this shit.
That's BS.
But the freaking yammering America guy in freaking Oklahoma that's fed up paying for other people's food stamps, which is like a penny a year out of your budget, but doesn't give a shit about how much money's lost in the black budget programs or corruption and all these other things. And
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, we're talking about all of this. We could find something that's way more cost effective, time effective, and precise. There's so much technology. We just had the conversation. You're talking about immortality. There's so much. If in fact they're 50 years ahead or 250 years exponentially now, whatever the fuck they are, proper wall technology shouldn't be that hard. Like, they have millimeter scanners in the fucking airports. It's not that hard to gauge a field.
Do you know what would be the best wall ever? A totally see-through bulletproof glass wall and watch all these coyotes running across before anyone sees them, but bam! Right into the glass wall. That's freaking... I'd be lined up in a lawn chair on the other side of the freaking the wall, just watching for the next person to run straight into it. There's little splat marks from where people broke their noses on the wall.
There's something that has to be said about immigration, but there's also like the thing about America is you can't just go and call these people like evil and say they have a shell country or like they're poor and they want to be here and all of that without talking about the effect that the U.S. had on Mexico. A lot of that with the cartels, with the drugs, with the guns, with a lot of that they didn't do that shit on their own. So I mean, and for a country that's been pretty loyal to us, we just talked about people dealing with people who fucked them over, and
I just don't understand what all these people think they're gonna find here. Like
at least no, not like stop. That's BS. People know it's not that they're not worried about the American dream. The issue is at least I know that if something happens, people care. Somebody not just gonna break down and kick down my door and I can't call anybody for help or anything like that.
Are you really sure that's not gonna happen here?
It's the chances of it happening are a lot less. It'll take a while, but somebody's gonna hear something. Somebody's gonna see something. Shit happens here all the time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and you're here illegally, so if anybody's door is getting busted down and dragged out in the middle of the night, you're first on the list. So I just don't understand what peace of mind they're coming here for.
But what
because it's still better than where they're at.
It's still, bro.
Is it?
Like yeah, dude. You.
Is it better than fighting to make whatever you're leaving better? Like.
But fight with what, dude? Like
all the other people
listen, Chris.
You've got an army of people walking up the South America to come here. That's your revolution. That's your army right there. Like I read something the other day that like really we shouldn't even sweat this migration because most of those countries down there are running out of their population that is old enough to migrate and all of that, and they don't have enough to replenish their own people and all that. Imagine if all these people stayed there and rebuilt their country or took it to the next generation, made it something they want to stay and be proud of.
What do we just talk about with benevolent forces and working together? When everybody's trying to protect their own and protect themselves, it's very hard to get people together. So when you think about people frantically fighting for their life, you don't know if you could trust the government, the cop next to you. This person's going to tell you. You think Nazi...
And you can trust the rest of the people in your migration fucking party heading up here?
I'd rather risk running for my fucking life than sitting here waiting to be fucked over. Yeah. So yeah.
And this is why I don't need a life coach. Because I'm starting the revolution.
I don't know who's gonna rally behind you when you offended half the motherfuckers that you want to fight next to you, but
we still have one special question for Roemello.
Okay, but just so you know, that was a bullet blitz right there. That little discussion.
All right.
Totally.
Well, we didn't prep Roemello for the bullet blitzes, so we use these tangents as that time.
We're good.
But we do have the one final question that we have for all of our in-studio guests, Roemello. Are you ready to be hung out to dry? That's not the question. That's the pre-question.
Okay.
Do you know when you signed up for Facebook, Roemello?
Which profile?
Your official one?
Which one? I made a Facebook. I don't remember, like
20... Mark, we got profile fraud here.
2011? I have like 3. Like 2011?
Okay, well...
One was like 2011. I had one from high school, like 2009.
Whichever one I'm lucky enough to be your friend of.
Probably my one from high school. I don't remember, dude. I haven't used Facebook. I don't use Facebook like that. It's just whatever one signed in, it's like on there. Like, I don't know.
So I'm going to guess then you don't remember what your first Facebook post was on one of your Facebook profiles.
What was it?
We have it here for you today.
Hey, pull that up. That's why I don't use Facebook, because they always pull up your shit. Facebook and Twitter are the devil. That's why I told you. You like, make a Twitter. Fuck no. That's not my... Okay, that's 6th, my second one.
2015, chilling in an interview, ironically, for another show. Oh, Andrea dumped that quick.
Sorry.
She got tired of my shit already.
Decided to do its own thing.
Is it not coming back?
It's doing its own thing. And an indie film thing. No.
Okay. We'll be right back after these messages. By my
well, that was it, Roemello. That was your first Facebook post, sitting in the studio. What was that interview for, if you remember?
That was my first short film, man. I did a film with Mr.
Your acting debut?
With Mr. Kenneth Rankins. It's called I Am You. It was a very interesting film.
Is there anywhere where we can see it?
Probably on that Facebook. I don't have copies, but I can get you.
Radio interview at Indy 100 for the I Am You film with Tyrone Tan.
Shout out Tyrone Tan, by the way, man. Indy 100. Oh my gosh, that dude is.
There you go. One more time, the machine's gonna do it its own self now.
All right, Tyrone Tan's the man. Kenneth Rankins is the director, the producer, the writer. He great guy. Wanted to tell a story. Just out of respect for him and that whole thing, I just wanted to. I don't know. I wanted to tell a story how you wanted to tell it. It was one of those things where it wasn't too much. I had to build a character for me. I had to settle into this character, but I had to live out this vision, which was interesting because at first I didn't know what that vision was, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I see how this tied together. Yeah. And that was my first lesson in the directing world. Together with that? Yeah, because you know when you act, you think like when you watch a show, you're like, okay, this happened in this order. This must have been linear. You're watching and you're like, okay, the camera must have been here and then here and then here. It's like, nah, we shot this at this time and this at this time and stitched this together and this shot was kind of fucked up, so we had to edit it across this shot. And yeah, so it was the first time where like I actually let go and got a real experience of like letting the director direct and not understanding the clips, because shots to me that I thought were like, oh, this started off strong and it got weak here and then it picked up again here, was like going around and editing around that and see how everything comes together was just like, oh. Now it was like a whole new understanding. It's just like the veil fell and I was like, oh, I see this now.
The light went off.
Yeah.
So is it out there anywhere? Do you know?
Yeah, actually, if you can click on that hyperlink, Kenneth Rankins have it. I don't know if it's released on YouTube because I know he has the whatever rights he has to it. But you should be able to find on his profile. Kenneth Rankins. So again, shout out Dr.
Yeah, we'll try and hunt down the link and put it with the post notes when the show goes up.
Hey, so interesting thing about the movie, my character was gay. I didn't play gay. That's not a thing. But my character.
So how do we know your character was gay then?
I said it. I said I was gay.
You told us instead of showing us, huh?
Well, yeah. It was more like a 6 degrees of separation kind of thing. So when I did that,
don't tell, man. I had to see your character be gay.
No, that's not. No. But so when I took on that role, I was watching 6 Degrees. I watched 6 Degrees of Separation by Will Smith because he talked about in that movie his feeling of like outer portrayal and not wanting to be caught in that light or be seen in that light for somebody. Not that it's a bad light to be seen. Like no offense to you as gay people. Like, be gay. I don't care what you do. Just be happy. Too many people just miserable out here. I don't give a fuck what you do.
I never understood the gay prejudice either. Like, what do you care what they're doing?
Like,
number one,
nobody's business. Like,
number two, it's less competition for girls. Like, it's just nonsense.
Hey, straight dudes. Honestly, having a lot of girls around you is great. Like, as far as like if you're talking about being like a wingman, like girls see other girls and like, oh, that guy must be great. But yo, if you could be cool, like I don't know why heterosexual dudes act like they can't be cool with homosexual dudes. Like, if he's gay, that's not gonna change you. Only you being gay will change you. That's fucking weird. Okay, that's on you. But having a gay dude as a wingman is the best shit ever because they know women and they can make you look good, and they your boy and your home boy who kind of has like the feminine side at the same time. It's lit. I don't know.
And if you feel sad, you got somebody to get a hug from.
To each their own. But I'm not, you know, I don't need to be hugging people anyway. But no, I don't have anything against that. That was just a weird thing. But I understand when it comes to portrayal. And I do understand the heterosexual scope when people say like, I don't want to be around gay people because it'll make people think that I'm gay, whatever. Me looking back on that movie now, I would have been more grounded and more, I would have told that story better had I said, fuck what people think, just tell the story. But I got so wrapped up in like, well, I'm not gay, and I don't want people to think I'm gay, so I don't want to play it too good, because people go like, what is this fucking? And I'm like, oh shit. But like,
I want to be typecast as gay right out the gate.
But dude, the crazy part is I put that shit in my reel, and I actually got typecasted almost for a gay thing. And like this other thing came was like, are you okay with like backwards nudity and nudity from behind? And I'm like, what? No, I don't want my butt out with anybody. But they, people are okay with it. Back to 6 degree separation thing. I took that role on, and I wish that I would have been a little bit more mature at the time, because I feel like I could have told that story a lot better.
Remake.
What?
You gotta remake it now at some point.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind. It's interesting. It's interesting telling a story that doesn't resonate with you at all, because you really have to let go of yourself. I think that a lot of actors can get away with plugging a little piece of them into the characters, but when you have to really just be somebody else and completely relinquish all that is you and like your thought process, like me, like this character was emotional. He was a little bit more somber. I'm more upbeat. I'm not really an emotional person. I'm more logical.
You had to act?
Yeah, I had to actually like act. I was like, fuck, this is like. But like I said, if I had been more mature, my acting would have been a lot better, a lot grounded. I watch that movie all the time just to like remind me, like get out of your head and just fucking be.
So you do know where to find it.
When before it was on my Facebook page. That's what I said. If you go on the Facebook page, like he shared the link on Facebook, but it's his private thing.
Oh no, I have to search.
So
one of your previous posts to be tagged in.
It should be somewhere near that one. It should be. I dead ass. I haven't used Facebook in forever. That's what I was like. I'm sorry.
We'll get the interns on it to hunt that down and include it in this week's show notes.
I'm gonna start using Facebook again. I keep track of my videos.
Careful, the CIA owns and runs it.
So I believe it. Facebook is logged. Isn't it logged as a security program?
So, true story. The CIA had a program called LifeLog that was started and developed for several years to document, record, and collect all digital information that they could get on everybody all over the country, wherever. LifeLog was publicly shut down the exact same day that Mark Zuckerberg filed to form Facebook. And there's circumstantial evidence that puts Facebook or the CIA as one of Facebook's major investors. So you're saying the
Winklevoss twins should be suing the CIA, not Mark Zuckerberg? They stole patent paper.
I'm saying that Facebook is.
You watch Snowfall?
Not yet. It's on the list.
Dude, first of all, watch Snowfall.
It's coming.
If I gave you watch Snowfall.
We just got done with Atlanta, man.
Shout out to all that. You just got done with Atlanta?
Oh, so good. I had to pick and choose my spots, man.
Fuck. That is a sad show.
You gotta stop.
No, that show made me sad.
You got it.
There's so many great episodes from a storytelling standpoint.
They were so mean to him.
Dude, the kid episode,
the FUBU, the fake FUBU jersey.
I felt so bad, dude. Listen, when I tell you that's like all that shit's so real. Like that's why I tell you that you can't judge. It's so easy to speak to somebody else from your perspective, but it's really hard to understand the little nuances and the small traumas that people go through. Like we talked about like life coaches and like saying that, like some things are intangible. I'm not gonna like quote you or say that it was like concrete, because I know we bust around a lot, but like that kid, man, that was a small thing, and like as much of a joke as it was, you kind of like at first like you kind of laugh, you're like, damn, that's fucked up. It's just like. That's real like shit that people like drag on, and it's such a small thing, but when you're in such an impressionable time and something like that happens to you, like people deal with so much shit, dude, and you can't imagine it. And the second you meet somebody with like a sad story and you talk to them, you're like, wow, your story's fucked up, but I'm glad you prevailed and you came through it. You talk to the next person, their story just work like even more. You're like, whoa.
You never know who's like at their breaking point either.
You never know. And so that little bit of empowerment, like if somebody would have came up, granted this is a TV show, but if somebody would have come up to that kid and be like, hey, I know your shit's real. How much of a difference would that have made?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's where that life coach thing comes in. Like, I get the shit's hard. Sometimes people need a reminder that life's not hard just for them, because it's so easy to get like wrapped up in your own shit that it's hard for you to see tomorrow. Sometimes like life gets so foggy, so cloudy. Failure, like we talk about failure all the time and being rejected from things and like trying to push things and pedal things and like you.
Oh, then when the harder you start swinging too, the more you start whiffing. It just becomes harder and harder to make contact when that desperation starts clinging to you, and you're just swinging for the moon every time.
Like I said, we almost dealt with the guy that worked at William Morris.
I've yet to say the name of the major agency, but for those that watch multiple episodes, they can now piece the whole puzzle together.
Oh shit! Sorry. Can we just delete that part?
This is live, bro. This is live.
Oh, hey, listen. It had nothing to do with WME at all. I don't think this guy was connected to you guys at all. But that when things come out of desperation, man, you really start like thinking, not desperation, but like you want things to work so bad, and when they don't, it's crushing. Especially when you try over and over and over again. And if you can guide somebody, like I said, if somebody needs that last bump, if you were about to quit from last time, I'm like, Chris, just last time, you're like, you know what? Just because you said it, I'm going to try again. And it fucking works.
I always like that
then
meme.
What? Like, you're a foot from gold.
That shows the little guy with the pickaxe digging, and he's like one more swing from breaking through the dirt to his goal, and he quits and walks away. Mm-hmm. And he's like, never quit, because you don't know how close you are to the finish line.
Yeah. One foot, it's like a foot from gold or something like that.
Speaking of the finish line, Roemello,
Discord question time.
Producer off screen's been flagging us with the clock for a good half hour.
That's what that was.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she was asking about lunch.
Sorry,
guys.
I thought you worked in all the Discord questions while the show was going on.
No, those were just questions for Roemello specifically. Now we have the questions.
I don't even have the sound effect queued up for Discord questions.
Discord question. What is the last movie you watched?
Oh, John Wick 2.
How was it?
It was amazing. I'm waiting for John Wick 3.
John Wick 1?
Yes, right before John Wick 2.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah, no, I watched them back to back.
And does it flow straight from one into the other, or is there like a time period gap from like the end of one to the beginning of two?
I could say it was like probably the next week. Both of our bullshit came back to him. Yeah, I'd probably say about a week later.
And that has Keanu Reeves?
Well, granted, the dog got older. Yeah. So maybe not a week. Probably a little bit longer than that. The dog got older. But yeah.
Was it the actual real same dog?
No, it was a completely different fucking dog, to be honest with you.
Well, see, there they go.
They changed the entire dog.
You're like, got a different dog? Chris, what's the last movie you watched?
The last movie I watched completely, or the last movie I started and had enough of? Both happened in an altered state of mind.
I lied to you. Can I change my answer? It wasn't John Wick 2. I'm sorry, Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
I watched Django. Like last night. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
I watched it for the scene when Leo breaks the glass, and wipes the blood on Carlos' face. That's why I referenced that in the beginning. That was fresh in my mind. That's a crazy fucking scene for me. Sorry.
Oh no,
that's
worries.
a crazy
no
scene
worries.
for me. That I was talking about it to somebody, and I went back and watched it, and that was like ridiculous.
So when I just watch movies in a normal state of mind, I get so lost in the stories that like I don't think about the actors as real people. I don't think about the filmmaking aspects of it. I'm in the story. But for some reason when I'm in an altered state of mind, that like the whole movie just falls apart and becomes scenes and actors and mistakes and all this. And the first movie was Triple Frontier, whatever that Netflix movie is.
The new one that's just come out. Charlie Dunham.
There's way too much driving around in the truck in the early stages to have info dumps and exposition dumps that were just completely frying my brain with, I can't stand this right now. And Ben is just so sad, man. It just, I couldn't see anything except sad, pathetic Ben. Yeah, he just...
He looks like a dad. A dad of a 11 to 13-year-old.
He looks like a dad that walked in on his wife in the middle of a gangbang and
just closed the door and walked out.
Yeah, and grandma took the two kids, and he's just... And you came across from him walking down the street after just seeing that. That's what he looks like now. It's just sad.
And somebody needs to come to Ben Affleck and talk to him and say, "Yo, dude, remember who the fuck you are and pull it together."
And the previous movie before that was Canadian Bacon, which I'm gonna guarantee is before your time.
Yeah.
John Candy.
John Candy plays a Niagara Falls sheriff who's supposed to be the everyday Joe that's just fat, yay America, and eats up all the propaganda guy, while the president... Dude, this movie is unbelievable. I watched this funny, corny comedy movie, but watching it now in an altered state of mind, it is such a masterclass on archetypes and stereotypes and fit in your stupid boxes so we can play you all against each other and manipulate everybody. It's unbelievable. So the gist of it is the president needs more approval pointings and ratings, approval rating. So they want to start a Cold War with somebody, but Russia's too broke to freaking get into a Cold War with them. So like, we can't do it. Nobody else can do it. So drunk Americans from Niagara Falls, something I can relate to a little bit, get into a hockey fight in Canada, and the president tries to trump it up as a international incident. So then the sleazy money guys behind the scenes that sell the weapons are like, we've got to sell you the super weapon to build up the Cold War. Military guy is just like angry stereo. We've got to blow everything up. At one point, he's literally speaking gibberish because the cliche is it doesn't matter what he's saying, just blow stuff up. And freaking, so ultimately, while all this is going on, and they think they're starting a fake war, rich freaking cliche old crusty white guy is trying to back deal and sell the same weapon to Canada at the same time. So they both have this super weapon. Now the U.S. thinks it's actually a real war. Now they got to stock up with more weapons. And so it's all this happening behind the scenes. Well, meanwhile, John Candy's character is supposed to be just the shut up and eat up the propaganda stuff that's being played for a pawn through the whole thing. And I'm just sitting there in this altered state of mind. I'm like, these motherfuckers wanted me to be John Candy. They wanted me to be just some fat asshole with a beard in Western New York that just eats up the propaganda. And there's a glitch in the Matrix. I became self-aware. Here we are. Yeah.
And that's why he doesn't need a life coach.
Canadian bacon, bro. It'll
Canadian bacon showed him the fucking
it'll fry your mind.
Showed you the way. Sorry, you have more Discord question?
Yeah. What is the book that you've reread the most? Oh yeah. Ooh. Everyone can watch a movie. Who reads a book more than once? Let's see.
I think The Alchemist. Not that it was a really phenomenal book, but just as that kind of reminder. I probably wouldn't be good with a life coach. I can be a good one, but I probably couldn't like have one because that's a weird dynamic for me. But like just the reminder of life's journey is like significant to this journey. I mean, to look around and be like, okay, well, things take time. Yeah. And they're going to happen when they happen. And what's for you before you is about staying on your path. And like we talked about desperation, it gets, you got to remind yourself that you're not supposed to be out chasing stuff. Chase what you're supposed to chase, but you can feel when your path is off. Yeah. And stick to your intuition and just go. And also go for that goal, but be smart about it.
All right.
Chris?
I don't think I've ever read a book more than once. But it does remind me of a specific scene in another movie that's probably before your time, damn it. Have you ever seen My Blue Heaven? Mm-mm. Martin Short and Steve Martin. Oh, it's fantastic.
Steve Martin, man.
Steve Martin is a New York City mobster that goes into the witness relocation program, and it's in this small middle America town. And the local cop pulls him over, and he's got like 200 copies of an encyclopedia in his trunk. And so they're questioning him. They're like, it's the books are stolen. And he's like, why do you got 200 copies of the same book? And Steve Martin in his mouth, in case I want to read it more than once. Yeah. Well, My Blue Heaven, another classic.
That's why we didn't see that movie.
I've definitely seen it more than once.
So the last Discord question. We are having a murder mystery game night.
Oh yeah. We probably should have invited you, but we forgot.
And you're invited to join if you would like still.
Characters have already been developed.
We don't know what the theme is yet.
We're all dressing up.
Emily
got characters.
Coming up with
some real theater shit.
The actual.
When?
We're gonna have to work
April
costumes
6th.
and everything. So the question is, what do we think the theme might be, could be, should be, would be fun?
Hey!
Hey!
Somebody's got to die first and be the victim all night long to solve the murder. And seeing how the black guy always dies first, you can come play the dead body for us.
Not since Jordan Peele. Guess who doesn't die? The fucking black people. All we needed was a black director.
If everybody in it's black, the rule doesn't really apply.
Get Out wasn't black?
No, but like in us, and everybody in us is.
Well, that didn't drop yet. So I'm talking about Get Out. Everybody in Get Out was
Did anybody actually die in Get Out?
Yes.
Did they?
Everybody.
At the end. Did you forget the end?
I think I did forget the end.
How do you think he survives?
Everybody except the black people died. In fact.
Oh, I forgot the end.
The way it should be. No, I'm kidding.
See, it's that white privilege. I just blocked that out. That's
fucked up. He's like, black people survived. That can't be right. That can't be right. I know horror. That can't be right. That can't be right.
That didn't happen.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. It's terrible.
So what do you think the theme would be a fun murder mystery game night theme?
I know it would be a sweet one, Emily, if you're watching, and I hope it's not so sweet that it makes you do whatever idea you had. But murder backstage on the set, kind of like a Bruce Lee type of thing, where somebody replaced the
Legends movie already did that.
Hollywood Party Murder.
Yeah, somebody replaced the bullets on set with real live ammo.
I want a Ghostbusters theme. I have a Slimer.
That's all the case.
I recently got. I could dress up as Slimer. I've got the whole outfit. Ghostbusters. Be awesome.
Leave some snail trails?
You have a Slimer outfit?
Yeah, I just got it. Full on Slimer.
I actually want to see that. You gotta chill. You gotta relax, dude. You gotta chill. Bro, I gotta see that outfit. But that's actually a really good one. I was gonna say like a Hollywood party.
That'd be a good time.
Who laced the drugs? You know.
Oh, that's yeah.
That's the last one. Like no, shit, dark joke. No, but
we could play Wonderland.
Yeah.
No. Too many murders for that murder mystery.
Too dark.
No. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Can't see his face.
I got dibs on playing John Holmes. You know what kills me every time I think about John Holmes and the Wonderland murders and all that? Like, you watch the movie, and this dude is ripped out of his mind, completely high on every drug imaginable, and just flying through them Hollywood hills like a maniac. No head-on collision, ever, didn't hit a parked car, none of this stuff. Just out of his gourd, speeding through the Hollywood hills all the time.
So can I tell you, driving through Hollywood hills is really fun.
No. It's like...
You don't enjoy that?
It's like playing Russian roulette and chicken at the same time around blind curves.
That's not fun?
No, it's not fun.
Get your fun up.
Get your fun up. And it's really not fun for somebody's stupid $12 like McDonald's delivery. You just send me up into the hills where I gotta freaking take my life into my own hands.
For 12 fucking bucks.
Yeah. You live up there, but you know damn well you don't want to come out of there to get anything.
Hey, man.
And that is the end of our Discord question section.
All right, Roemello. Any final words from future life coach, Roemello?
Honestly, man, whatever you're gonna do in this lifetime, do it. You got a whole fucking catalog of people ready to make excuses for you, or talk down whatever the hell you're gonna do, or you can make excuses for yourself all day. Like, stand up, do what you want to do, live the life you want to live, take control of yourself. Also, chase your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you no. But if you suck, you know that. So don't chase something you fucking suck.
There's only one thing that can be said after that.
I can't sing, so.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me.
I'ma just leave my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Right there. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I'm gonna care. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.
This is his favorite song.
Oh, dude, as soon as we found this song, I had to go.
It's his favorite song.
It's the outro song. Are we off camera yet?